Mischa, did you cop David's shirt today?
Oh my God, no, I didn't. Hell
It's got two boys who are lovers on it.
It sure does,
It's
David.
got two lovable.
Let's extremely go.
Yeah! Welcome to the Simple and Clean podcast. I'm Mayanna, Berrin.
And I'm Mischa Stanton.
And we have a guy here.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Hi, I'm back.
It's David Tilstra.
I've been locked in a room for the last several months playing the first game.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you have rated your experience?
Honestly, probably like 8, 9, or 10.
Wow.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Mayanna,
Wow.
we
Yeah.
could have fed him less.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. My experience being locked in the room was a 2. The game was an 8, 9, or 10.
Got it.
Heck yeah. I
Thank
think
you.
there were points where it became a 10 and then became an 8.
I think there was points where it became -4.
Yeah. There was one night in particular that was a dark night of the soul. It
Yeah.
was Riku Part 2 fight.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into
Let's
it.
get into it.
Yes.
David,
Yes,
thank
me.
you so much for coming back to
So honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
to talk us through more of your experience playing the games for the first time
Yeah.
as a fully grown adult.
As a fully
Yes.
grown adult.
Who happens to like Disney?
I
so
do love
you're
Disney.
predisposed to at least like it a little bit.
Yeah.
We left off on Monstro and we
Monstro.
picked up with Halloween Town. It's funny, I was looking at it. There's technically 12 worlds in the first game, and we got through like 6 or 7 in the first chunk.
Yeah.
There's one which we will discuss. We accidentally skipped by just, I don't know if it was bugs or something. There were a couple of moments
That's
as we were
wild.
playing. Yeah. There's one moment in particular we'll talk about in a little bit where I'm pretty sure it bugged out in a crazy way,
Yeah.
and I will tell you
Oh.
what I did to deal with that.
Cool.
But
That was pretty
anyway,
wild.
yeah, it was pretty crazy. But yeah, we finished Monstro. You got high jump.
You got high jump.
You're
Finally.
so
Oh my
free.
God. Literally since day one, I was like, please give me some sort of more jump ability.
Absolutely. We ran into Riku for like the second time.
Yeah.
We fought a weird stomach cage tentacle monster.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. That was a fun fight. It was relatively simple. And I think that's where the Dark Night of the Soul, I think that's why it started to hurt so badly, because I think at that fight I was like, wait, I think I'm really good at this game. I think I'm so good at Kingdom Hearts 1.
That fight is really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the stomach acid sides are pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
it for those listening at home, when you go inside Monstro, Pinocchio gets captured by this gross tentacle
It's
cage
awful.
heartless, and it's on like a center arena that's like circular, and then all of the sides around it have stomach acid, and so if you get knocked off the sides, you start burning until you get back on the main platform. It feels very Zelda. It feels very
Yeah.
the fish temple. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun.
Lord Jabu Jabu.
Yeah, Lord Jabu Jabu.
I think I mentioned last time that Monstro is basically like the water temple.
It's
Yeah.
super water temple and it's super Jabu's stomach. It's very both of those things, which is great.
I had that thought while we were playing it too. I was like, I think I said this last time too. I was surprised that Monstro itself, like the level was pretty short. And then it was like, you're in this fight and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you're out of there.
Then you're out of it. And then you go to
So the next ones up were Halloween Town
Halloween
and
Town, that's
Atlantica.
Halloween Time was really cool.
You like gasped visibly. He somehow, through all of his time on the internet,
Yeah.
had never seen the fits
Yeah.
for Halloween
Oh.
Town ever.
I didn't know there was a change. Yeah.
It's the first time as you're playing, and it's pretty far into the game, where your character's physical appearance changes very much so.
Drastically.
Drastically.
Like, I
yeah.
think they gave like Donald and Goofy like mascara.
Yeah,
which
they had
was
like
pretty
underliner.
cool.
Also, notably, Donald's stomach fully missing because
Yeah.
he's a mummy.
He's like a floating mummy
Yeah,
guy.
he's a floating mummy guy.
It's magic. Don't worry about
It's
it.
so great. And then Goofy's like a Frankenstein's monster
Yeah.
type looking guy. And Sora has a little tasteful pumpkin mask over one eye because he's very cool.
Very
And it was
demure.
the 2000s, and we were all little emo kids.
Yeah.
And we all shopped at Hot Topic.
Someone went to Hot Topic.
Okay, so wait. So speaking of the Hot Topic and the Nightmare
Yeah.
Before Christmas of it all, so this is the world we haven't really talked about this yet, but like this is the world that I feel like is the least Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Like is Nightmare Before Christmas Disney? It is.
It
But
is.
like,
It is Disney. Well, it's
I think
like
it's-
it's an offshoot.
It's an offshoot, and I think it's become much more popular and mainstream in terms of Disney recently.
Sure.
And I feel like stuff like this has helped with it, because I had the same thought, Mischa, because you all were talking about it. You were like, oh, I'm ready for Halloween Town. I was like, it feels so weird that we're going to Halloween Town in the middle of all these
Disney things.
Like bright, vibrant, very safe like worlds. And then Halloween Town isn't like a dangerous world or like super vicious or anything.
But you know what I'm realizing? It's the first world that didn't start as a 2D animated thing. It started out as a stop motion 3D thing. So there's a lot more textures off the jump. The stylization is cranked up in a crazy way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's the same thing they do with Pirates of the Caribbean and Kingdom Hearts 2.
Where it's super jarring. Spoiler alert for Kingdom
Very
Hearts 2.
excited for that world.
Yeah, sorry, spoilers.
And then but you realize, you're like, that's a human man.
Yeah.
And I'm a human man.
But we look very
different as human beings.
I have seen that meme on the internet where it's like Sora standing with Jack Sparrow, standing with Donald.
Yeah.
And it's like when our D&D party like is all in the same party but missed the aesthetic memo or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mayanna, what if I told you that I have a theory that that's key and central to the plot of Kingdom Hearts 4?
What? Oh, the aesthetic dissonance thing?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Tell this to David. I remember you telling me this,
Yeah,
but
I
tell
would
this to
love to
David
hear it.
because I love this theory.
This is so far out for you to hear.
I mean, I showed him the trailer of Kingdom Hearts 4.
Oh, yeah?
It looked wild. Well, it was weird to see. There's a shot of Sora waking up with his regular sized feet.
Yeah.
and that got me because I'm like, wait, have his shoes been clown shoes this whole time?
They sure have.
That's wild because it's like, what are your feet doing so small, my guy?
Yeah.
Be bigger.
So I've been doing some research into some things for some later episodes, and we'll get to it all later.
Amazing,
But
amazing.
so Kingdom Hearts 1 through 3 and all the games in between exist on a really like light versus darkness axis.
Got it.
And towards the end of the saga, the Master of Masters, who we mentioned on the show before, who's like a big old secret guy, starts mentioning like jumping off of that spectrum, becoming non-binary, if you will.
Fantastic.
And going to a place that's neither altogether a place of fiction. And so like Kingdom Hearts 4, etc. might exist on a fiction versus real arc.
Ooh.
So every time there's some dissonance about how fictional or real things are, I've started clocking it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I love that. That's fantastic.
I think that's a really good theory. Well, because
I'm back in my theorizing about the future of Kingdom Hearts era shit.
How does it feel?
Bad.
No.
It sounds great. It might feel bad, but it sounds great.
It feels like a horrible compulsion bubbling up from inside of me that I know not from where.
It's the darkness.
It is the
It's
darkness
Ansem.
in my heart.
It's Ansem.
It's Ansem. Oh, no.
Shit.
Wait, you take your Keyblade and stab yourself and see if you can release the princesses.
I do own a Keyblade now.
I do not doubt it. We technically own Keyblades as well.
I bought it when we were at Comic-Con together.
Was it like real size? Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh my God, we'll have to see this.
It's
after
big
the
and
after
metal
we
and
record. Oh, I can
clanky.
see it. I can
It's
see it over
literally
there.
the one my brother had when we were growing
That's
up.
Yeah.
delightful.
It's literally the same one.
But
we
talk-
have the keys to the kingdom on a friend of ours went to Disneyland, and I was like, I have a request, and so we will be doing a pickup very soon of the keys to the
They were
kingdom.
very generous.
Okay, so I'm sorry for interrupting
No,
my
this is
weird
great.
Kingdom Hearts 4
No, this,
I
bullshit.
love
this is what the podcast
This
is
is
for.
literally what it. Well, I mean, it's fun because, like, I think I said this before last time I was here, when I wasn't locked in my cage with little bits of food playing Kingdom Hearts 1.
Your little hamster jug of water.
I've always known about Kingdom Hearts. It's always been something that's very exciting to me, but I have felt many times where I'm like, I've missed the boat. I don't want to be a poser, so I'm not going to engage with this,
Oh.
but I don't really have time. But it's very exciting now to be a part of it and like hear things about Kingdom Hearts 4 and like see like the Super Smash Bros. Highlight intro where Sora comes in and it's like, wait, I know what that is now. Or like, yeah, when Mayanna showed me the Kingdom Hearts 4 intro, I was like, damn, that looks really good.
That's really
Like,
good.
I guess I got to beat 1,000 games to get to that point.
Yeah.
but,
Like 13
yeah.
games.
But it'll be very fun.
Well, you can't play some
You
of
play.
them.
You know what? You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you are localization related barred from playing 2 of the mobile games.
Amazing.
Because you don't have a phone that was made in Japan.
I could get one. I know Hans. Hans can get me.
Just imagining like the black market docks underneath Traverse Town,
Yeah.
where they get like Flotsam and Jetsam from the rest of the worlds that
That's
have
so
gone,
funny.
and they like sell it underground at like
so
seedy
funny.
Traverse Town bars.
Well,
Yes.
I feel like what you were talking about, Mischa, with like this sort of fantasy versus reality thing, like that's something that I've noticed from the first game. They really do not care, or maybe it's been intentional for this entire time of like this kind of mixing and blending of styles and not cultures, but like styles of games and styles of art. And I think going back to Halloween Town, that was the most drastic one. Yeah, you're welcome. That was the most drastic one, but it still felt right. And that's one thing that was cool that I've noticed about all of them. And little spoilers, we've beaten 1 and we're going into 2 now. So like, I think it's even more drastic of like, they'll just drop in little bits of like, oh, and here's this thing, or like the gummy ships are now a lot better, and I'm interested to see like the blending of the styles moving forward.
Yeah,
because it'll be very cool.
Sure. Yeah, so you went through Halloween Town. What did you think of Halloween Town as a level?
I thought it was probably one of the coolest levels.
It definitely feels like they put a lot of time into that one. There was a lot of passion. For sure.
It was one, aside from the deep jungle, it was really one of the first ones that I can remember that you had to like. It felt like a game. You're go here, do this thing, find this person, find this item, go to another spot, and then transport here, and then you have to like break the sarcophagus to get to the next part to launch it. And like it felt very like the level itself felt like it was part of the game, not just like here's a stage for something else that's going on.
Yeah.
But Oogie,
the Oogie Boogie fight.
I thought that was really, really cool. Like the whole journey up the tower was very cool. And there was little secrets and little layers you could get to. And then the fight was just really cool.
Yeah, the roulette fight is so clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Oogie Boogie fight is a 2-phase boss fight. But also before then, this was a fight that really used to fuck me up as a kid. Lock, shock, and barrel.
That one was tougher than Oogie's fight, I felt. Like.
Yeah, because they're so small. It's like you know,
you like lose track of them in space.
Yeah, it's a very tight space, and they're 3 tiny little kids, and they each have like kind of a core mechanic. I think like the witch girl, who I believe is Shock, has like a spin tornado thing.
Shock? Or is it Stock?
There's Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
Because in the movie they're trying to be like spooky and edgy. It's Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
Yeah, Barrel's the skull boy, Lock is the devil, and Shock is the witch.
Skull. Okay, cool.
Fun fact.
Get it? It's like a joke. It's like a bit.
No, I love Nightmare Before Christmas. It always, whenever I watched the movie, it always made me very sad. I was like, these 3 poor children are being fully manipulated by this bag of bugs. And like, I feel bad for them because they live in a bathtub with feet, I think. And like they wander around. But then it felt like there was like a weird little bit of redemption because you beat them and then they're like, we're sorry.
Yeah.
We're just going to like hang out in this room now. And I was like, that's great. I've freed you from your bug bag, man.
I mean, they're just like impish kids, right? Like they're the archetype of the trick-or-treater that exists in that world.
Yeah.
So it's just like, don't worry about it. They're perpetually trick-or-treating.
Yeah. Which I love that part of it. But I feel like
Trick, treat, trap.
Trick, treat, trap is pretty good.
Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love. Trick, treat, trap.
I don't know.
I love it.
I like that.
But we beat them. I felt very like I didn't realize there was like 20 plus years of sadness built up for that moment for me to then be like, I have freed you. I love you all. Please go continue trick or treating without Oogie Boogie. Then we get to Oogie Boogie Part 1. Which was very fun.
Roulette wheel with big dice. And
I just love his voice.
Yeah. He's a good one. And also, like, there's a lot of stuff in that fight because you have to, like, step on certain areas of the roulette wheel. It's going to spin.
You have to watch what dice, the number the dice land on, and see what attack is going to come out.
It's a really good boss fight. It's really well designed.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 1 built combats with space in a way that, like, they... They try to bring back by Kingdom Hearts 3, but by then everybody was doing it, so it was less special.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1 I think definitely feels like it was very much in the design language and conventions of things like Crash Bandicoot, where boss fights had not only like phases, but like environmental things that you had to interact with in order to gain access to the boss to hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Which was a fun design convention at that time.
Well, that's like, I mean, that just goes back to the Oogie Boogie fight. Like, there's a part of it where you have to like track where the dice land so then you can get up on like to the ledge where he's standing, and if the dice land far enough, like too far away, you just like can't get up there and hit him.
They land in a certain spot, and then also there are gates that rise up over certain chunks of the roulette wheel, and if you get on either side of it that is not the right side, you are like separated. You can't attack him for that round. And then you beat him, and then he turns into a giant tree monster house
that part was fun
with darkness.
So, that was
that's
fun
some
one.
classic Final Fantasy transformation shit.
Well, I will say, I think my favorite part so far of this entire game, aside from playing it with you guys.
Oh.
Is how much they don't give. Can I curse on this show?
Yeah.
How much they don't give a fuck about once you beat the villain that we all see. They're like, cool, now he's a train or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, he is. Let's go. like when Oogie turns into a house, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I guess.
Now I'm going to beat the shit out of this house.
Yeah. And there's like all these weird, like affectionately zits of evil that you have to pop on his giant house face.
Yeah.
And then he dies.
And then he dies because everyone needs their zits.
Yeah, there you go. Everybody needs their zits
That
or
was
they'll
where
die.
my heart was stored.
But what's interesting about Oogie is there's a couple interesting things that are happening plot-wise in the Halloween Town level, which is Jack and the Doctor create an artificial heart.
Yes.
But what's really fun about that level is when you first show up, you know, one, you've got a cool new outfit, which has not happened to you before up to this point. Two, you walk into Halloween Town and the Heartless are chilling.
Yeah.
They're dancing. You can't hit them.
Yeah.
They're just vibing. And you're like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah, it sort of is like, yeah, you've been to all these worlds where you're on the side of light and you're defeating the forces of darkness. And then you go to this place where like the philosophy of the world is that like darkness can be kind of fun.
Yeah, it's
in
totally
the right
fine and
context.
normal and chill.
Yeah. That's kind of neat.
It was really fun. I remember when I was walking around, I was like, oh, Heartless. And I started like run towards them and try to fight them. And you were like, no. Like not in Halloween Town.
Yeah.
And then they swarmed me and then
Well,
I died.
Or is that a way in which the darkness is tempting? Be like, no, we're fine. We're cool. Come hang out. Come dance with us in the town square.
I think it was that they were on the cusp of a breakthrough and then Oogie came in and meddled with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oogie kind of like stole
The heart. He ate it.
Yeah, his name's not Dr. Frankenstein. What is his name?
Frankenberger.
It's Dr. Finkelstein.
Finkelstein.
Oh, see?
Dr.
We
Finkelstein.
were both very way off.
Yeah. So he steals the doctor's research like before it's complete.
Right. But the other thing that was interesting was Oogie's doing his own little agenda move, which is he's like, I'm going to go take over on my own.
Yeah.
Like he has these little things that he says. It's like, who needs the league now? Like I'm a rule all the Heartless by myself because I have this heart tee hee hee hee.
Yeah.
Another way in which this League of Villains is truly like, it's a league in a way that homeowners association is an association. You know, it's like everyone's there, but not because they really want to be.
Yeah.
They're like, I guess.
Up to that point, it was Maleficent, Jafar, Oogie, and Hades.
They're all there. Like, they're all there being like, ha, 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 ha. And then they all at different points kind of decide to do their own thing.
Yeah.
They stake claim over their own worlds, which is totally fine.
Yeah. So I think, if I remember correctly, what's happening is Maleficent has these pages of the Ansem reports.
Yes.
And she's giving little pieces to the other villains to be like, if you have this, you can control the Heartless a little better. And then they go, haha, I've gained ultimate knowledge. And Maleficent's like, you idiot, I only gave you a piece of it. Like, what are you doing?
You're dumb.
Well, I wonder
You're
if
dumb.
that's why in each of the world, all the Heartless look different.
No, there is a specific reason. That's not it.
Okay.
I also forget, and it was occurring to me while he was playing Kingdom Hearts 2, but I'm like, the Heartless are driving those other spaceships when you're flying the gummy ship to different worlds. So imagine, like, yes, there's like the little shadow Heartless with little antennae, but there's also like big chonky Heartless with big jelly belly, and they're all driving spaceships.
Yeah. They're Han Soloing it. It's pretty great.
That's so great.
Yeah, and they all had to spend an hour in the gummy ship creator as well to make their own ships.
But who's the Chip and Dale?
Ooh, good question.
Heartless Chip and Heartless Dale.
Who's the
lead
garage
engineers?
engineer of the Heartless spaceships?
Who
Great
runs the
question.
spaceship room?
I'm going to write that down for questions to be answered later.
That's the game I want to play. I want to play this, but from the perspective of the Heartless.
Canonically speaking, it has to be a Disney character.
Right.
Because the League of Villains is Disney characters.
Ooh, all right.
Oh my God. What if Gadget fell to darkness?
Oh,
no.
Or like Baloo from Tailspin. Or Cloud Kicker.
Oh my
saying.
God. Anyway.
Halloween Town was great.
Yeah,
I really
Halloween Town.
enjoyed it. I think I was enjoying the game up until that point, but I think that was the time for me where I was like, oh, there's more to this than meets the eye.
And then right after that, we have another world where you change appearance again.
Yeah.
Super ta-da.
Yeah.
Atlantica, back when it was a real level.
I know.
Wow.
He doesn't know about that part yet.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't know about that part yet.
No.
But yeah, so you're in Atlantica, and you have a little mer tail, and Donald's an octopus, and Goofy's a little turtle.
He's a turtle. I think Goofy as a turtle I didn't know I needed that so much in my life until I saw it. I was like, this is great.
And it's so great. It's exactly perfect. This is a minor spoiler for Kingdom Hearts 2, but there's another transformation later where they turn into animals.
Okay.
And Sora's one thing and Donald's another thing, and like they keep Goofy as a turtle, and you're like, hell yeah, Goofy turtle, let's go.
They're like, we don't have any other things with solid, chunky backs. A shield could go on.
Sure. As long as they don't turn Donald back into an octopus, I'll be fine, because that was borderline Cthulhu madness. That was going.
You didn't like Tentacle Donald?
Not really. And maybe this is speaking something deeper in my soul right now.
Well, it's also funny because his little character icon is him being very cutesy with the little shoulder.
Yeah, like,
we're underwater.
And then you see his bottom part, and you're like, where did that come from? Atlantica. It was fun.
There was the shark part where you have to go to the shipwreck.
That part was cool. I liked the shark little mini boss fight was really fun. There was something about they improved the movement, because the movement, I remember everybody talking about the movement being really bad.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to hear about.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad.
They smoothed it out, I think. They smoothed it out.
Well,
cool.
I don't know, was it in the original one where they had all these little dolphins that you could jump on and like they would zip you around? Okay.
Yes.
Because that was really helpful too.
They're like, we get it, you're tired.
Yeah. Yeah, but Atlantica, that's what it was. We found a way. To like have Sora swim at a diagonal the whole time, and it looks so goofy.
We will be posting that on socials because I have video evidence of it.
I just would like mash buttons in a certain way, and he wouldn't move, but like his character would move, and it was this hilarious looking little, like there was like no joints, no bones in him. Very fun.
Same, Sora, same.
Yeah. Atlantica actually, and maybe the hot take, I feel like we just kind of blazed through it.
Yeah,
and
we
there
did
wasn't
blaze
a whole
through
lot
it.
with it. And I remember at one point Ariel is doing her little reaching towards the top of the ocean thing and being like, I want to be a part of that world. And then Sora appears.
Yep.
And then she leaves and Trident appears and is like, you better not fuck with the worlds, dude. And he's like, okay. But then he does. And I was like, Sora, what? Like,
that's the first time we hear a Disney character in the game really speak very deliberately about how you're not supposed to be. And like Triton also acknowledges, he's like, I know what your deal is.
Yeah.
I know you're a Keyblade wielder.
It was cool.
Yeah, he's like, I know why you're here, and that's fine, but you cannot meddle in the affairs of other worlds.
Yeah. Triton has such a like cool Kingdom Hearts specific role.
It's really sick, and I will also say Triton. So the other thing that's interesting about Little Mermaid is everything that happens in the Kingdom Hearts level of Atlantica is canonically happening basically right before the movie would theoretically start, and so we never go to land. We don't really like it, so that's all wonky weird. But then the other thing with it is Triton has an artifact that allows him to unlock where the keyhole is in the world, and he is aware that his world has a keyhole. He is aware that he is the protector of the keyhole and that he's not supposed to show the location to anybody except the Keyblade wielder. And the thing that happens story-wise there is like Ariel is so curious because Sora's from another place, and Triton gets mad and trashes her treasure room.
Yeah.
And
because she's very in that same place where the trio of them were on Destiny Island, where she's like, I just want to get off my little world and see what's out there. You know?
And they're from somewhere else, and that's cool.
It's crazy. Another place where like the Disney of it and the Kingdom Hearts of it really converge on like a prime spot.
I thought it was really cool, like the sort of mirroring that Sora and Ariel were. I was like, this is really cool. And then like the princesses that got chosen for being the princesses of Heart, I was like, some of these are just people from England.
They sure are.
And we will talk about that.
Yeah.
But
I felt like the exploration of Atlantica was really fun. I feel like that was actually like the first map we got lost on.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't actually know where to go at this point. And then you do the whole thing. Triton gives his whole speech, which I thought was cool. And I was like, oh, maybe they're going to have like the opposite of the League of all like the good guys, like a good guy league of like, we know what's going on.
The Guardians of each world.
I thought that would have been
something.
pretty cool.
There's a version of that where there's like a Disney-only prequel game where it's all of the Disney heroes
like
under
Yensid
Yensid.
was a Keyblade master.
That's what I'm saying.
Canonically, that would be really cool.
Like, what if Triton also trained under
Triton.
Yensid?
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be tight. Well, that's what I remember thinking when Triton was giving his speech. I was like, oh, like, of course it makes sense that there's this whole game is about like opposites. And I'm like, if there's a league of villains, there's got to be a league of like guardians or heroes or whatever.
Point.
And then they just never do it.
They don't. But I feel like they've also kind of. I mean, obviously I've not played any of it, so it probably doesn't show up again. But like, I feel like they've also, at least with like comments like that and sections like that, like they kind of leave it open.
They do leave it open.
Like,
I will also say what's interesting is organized groups in Kingdom Hearts are always bad. Groups of adults meeting in a room is always bad.
Until closer to the end.
Okay, fair enough.
When Yed Sid starts sort of recruiting Mickey and Riku and others, like
that's a good point.
Then the light starts getting organized.
That's a good point.
Let's go.
That's
to the
a good
light.
point.
Come on, let's go.
Wait, even the unions in Fairy Tale Times, which is the thing I'm researching, don't even get me started, is like ostensibly light, but on its face kind of evil. That's crazy. You're so right. That's so weird.
Because when you're an adult, meetings are evil.
Oh,
it's true.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big one. Tell that to my Zoom calendar.
Anyway, but yeah, so, Sora is helping Ariel find this little crystal trident that she puts into her grotto, and then the keyhole starts to appear, and then King Triton comes and zaps it, a la when he destroys the Prince Eric statue in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Ariel gets upset, she swims away, and then that's when Flotsam and Jetsam and Ursula show up and are like, oh, you want to go to other worlds? Well, if you get the trident for me, then you can, which is Ariel, Queen. If you get fooled by this twice, which is what's happening in the movie, if this is canonical and happening, girl, come on.
Well, I'm trying to think about what ends up happening in Kingdom Hearts 2, because I think what's happening is like they don't linearly split Atlantica from the movie. Like they take some bits from the movie and put them over here, and some bits from the movie and put them over here, and like spread it out.
And then Kingdom Hearts 2, they kind of do most of the movie,
right?
But you do the same kind of boss fight twice.
Great.
Okay, that's kind of what, interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, so sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm trying to remember the Ursula fight.
So there's two parts to the Ursula fight, another two-phase boss fight, which is also very clever. So you have Ursula in her cool house, which is a gutted, giant, like anglerfish-looking thing with her little poor unfortunate souls in the courtyard that all like wriggle around and look at you as you swim through, which is very unsettling.
I remember that part, that little like foyer to the boss chamber.
Very unsettling.
I was like, whoa, we got kind of dark here, like in a pretty real way of like, look at these people this sea witch has trapped and forever
because you made a deal with the devil
just because they wanted voices
or
legs, or
this one wanted to be thinner and that one wanted to get the girl.
That one over there, I forget the next line.
That one wanted tax evasion, so I get why that one got
and this one actually just wanted like weapons of mass destruction.
So that one, I'm like, it's probably good that you're here.
Ursula was given that power for a reason, and when she abused it, that's when the whole system becomes corrupt. And that's all I'm saying.
Also, just a side note, Ursula is one of the coolest villains.
She's so
in all of Disney. I feel like so. I'm glad that they did her right. I felt like I thought she was pleasantly spooky.
Yeah, so you have your first phase fight with her, which is in her cool room, and she's got this magical cauldron where she's throwing little potions into it, and then you have to do magic into the cauldron to make the spell backfire and knock her unconscious.
That was a cool part.
So that you can hit her.
And I'm remembering why, and we'll talk about this once we get to the end of the game here. I'm remembering why I was so disappointed in close-ish to the end of the game. Speaking about Oogie, speaking about Ursula, speaking about a couple of these other fights. But we'll talk about that in a second.
So then you get phase 2 Ursula, and that's where we start to get into some sky theoretical combat, because you fight giant Ursula in the middle of a water tsunami.
Oh, yeah, that one,
And so one of her big attacks, and like one of the moves you get for Sora in Atlantica is you get like speed swim. And so Ursula's big move is she'll start sucking you towards her mouth to bite you.
You swim away.
And you have to swim away really hard. She also casts spells and stuff. And you fight her giant face.
For some reason, that reminded me of the Aladdin, the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah, you fight the giant tiger head.
Felt very similar to that one. Both of them were like, I thought, fine. I thought the first part of the Ursula fight was a lot better.
Yeah. That's Atlantica. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much again for listening to Simple and Clean, a Kingdom Hearts podcast. I am once again here to tell you about all the things you can do to support the show. You can share the show. You can leave a review of the show. You can find us on Patreon. We have a Patreon. It's called Simple and Clean Pod on Patreon. You can sign up for the free tier and get access to things like quips and little engagement with us. Or you can sign up for the final mix tier at $5 to get ad-free versions of the episodes wherever you listen to your podcasts. Additionally, fun little update for me, I launched a video game. Woo! It's called Dispatch. It's about superheroes. It's an adult comedy. It's got episodic releases starting this week. For the next 3 weeks, we're going to release 2 episodes at a time, 1 flat fee for the entire season. There's some fun digital comics if you buy the deluxe version, which I also wrote. You can hear my voice in the game, and you can hear some of my writing in the game. So if you are interested in picking up a fun, cool narrative choice game from some of the folks who brought you The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, you can do that. It's called Dispatch. It's on Steam. I'm very excited about it. As most of you or all of you should know by now, Simple and Clean Pod is a part of the Multitude Podcast Collective, which has a bunch of cool podcasts to listen to that usually just feature people speaking passionately about things. One of the awesome shows you can listen to is called Spirits. Spirits is a history and comedy podcast focused on everything folklore, mythology, and the occult, told through the lens of feminism, queerness, and modern adulthood. Every week, mythology buff Julia and her childhood best friend Amanda get together to learn about a different story from mythology and folklore over drinks. That's everything from the mythological origins of major franchises like Lord of the Rings and Wonder Woman to modern urban legends to a roundup of werewolf stories from around the world. Start listening with any of the 450 episodes they've released over the last 9 years. There's so much to enjoy, whether you're here for analyses of mental health in mythology or creepy modern ghost stories. Dive into Spirits Podcast at spiritspodcast.com or search for Spirits wherever you download your podcasts. Thank you again so much for listening to Simple and Clean, and I hope to see you over on Patreon or on Instagram. We might be getting on some other social media platforms pretty soon, but again, thank you so much. Have a great day. As Kingdom Hearts fans, we over here at Simple and Clean know there's nothing more important in this or any world than the drip, the threads, the look, which is why we're thrilled that we've got the support of the amazing drip crafters over at Insert Coin sponsoring this episode. Insert Coin creates stylish, approachable, and size-inclusive apparel for so many of your favorite video game fandoms like Ace Attorney, Fallout, God of War, The Last of Us, and so many others. Based in Essex, just outside of London, everything Insert Coin makes is in partnership with the studios behind your favorite games. Right now, they're celebrating their 15th birthday, and with our promo code Simple and Clean, you can get 10% off your purchase and help support us while we yap about Sora's big shoes. Visit insertcoinclothing.com and use promo code Simple and Clean for 10% off. That's insertcoinclothing.com for 10% off. And then we're
Neverland.
at Neverland.
Neverland.
Can you believe?
We're there. We did it.
We're here.
Yeah. And the plot starts coming back hard at this point.
Yes.
Because Hook and Riku are hanging out with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Riku's giving Hook commands, and Hook's like, "This is my ship."
Yep.
And Smee, what I love about it is like Riku's like, "Do this thing," and Hook's like, then he turns to Smee and he's like, "Smee, do this thing."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, Hook." There we go. I love that.
It's called the chain of command.
There you go.
Exactly. Neverland was cool. I like Neverland. I'm a big Peter Pan fan. I played Captain Hook in my senior class play, which was pretty fun. But if I'm remembering correctly, it all took place on the ship, right? The Jolly Roger?
Only the ship. Yeah, you're only on Captain Hook's ship. You roll up, and immediately you get kind of mobbed.
And you get thrown in the
yeah,
cell.
you get thrown in the cell. But before that, you see, for the first time in a while, Kairi.
Yeah, and she's all catatonic. Mm-hmm. And she's hanging out, and Hook's being real creepy with her.
No, yeah. Riku's the one being
real creepy with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name somebody who isn't creepy with her.
Sora.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Well, now that we played a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 2, Goofy wouldn't be creepy with her.
No, Goofy. We'll talk about that as well. Goofy's like the most emotionally intelligent character, I think, maybe.
Because he's the one of the trio who's married and has a child.
That man is a father.
That is true. He understands. He's like,
He's a husband and a father.
he's like, this is just a weekday for me. I go home on the weekend with my son, Max, and we go to college in the real world.
But yeah, you show up on the ship, and Riku's like, "It's over, Sora. The Heartless, listen to me now." And Sora says, "You stupid."
Yeah. Nice, idiot. Let's fight. And then you get thrown
And then he
into the
pulls a little
cell.
conveyor belt, and then you get dropped on the ground. And then you get treated to a rare moment of visual comedy, which is they have these 3 close-ups of Donald, Goofy, and Sora's face that they're intercutting. And they're like, "Guys, it was her. I finally saw Kairi. Wow, that's great. Yeah, let's go get her. But first," and they pull the zoom out, and they're all like on top of each other. It's like, "Get off of me, will ya?"
Very fun.
It's very cute.
I remember the only thing that's coming to my mind was Peter was really annoying.
He really
Peter Pan was really annoying, and I can't remember why.
Well, you run into him underneath the ship, and he rescues you,
Yeah.
but he only really rescues you because he thought Wendy was there.
Yeah.
And then he kind of runs off, and you're like, wait, come back.
hold
And he's
on.
like, I don't care what you're doing. I'm only looking for Wendy.
Which I do remember thinking while we were playing it, I was like, that actually would be that way.
100%.
Because like all the other worlds, like you meet your companion and they're like, cool, we're best friends now. It's like, that wouldn't.
Peter Pan's
that
like-
wouldn't be the thing.
Peter Pan is one of the most selfish characters in any Disney thing ever.
Yeah,
Which is just true.
Yeah, I remember I was a huge Peter Pan freak. I was obsessed with that movie. But the amount of times, the more that I watched it, more Billie Eilish's What Was I Made For starts playing in the back of my mind. Because he leaves Wendy in multiple unpleasant places where she's like, wait for me. And he doesn't.
Yeah.
But here he cares about Wendy.
Yeah. Well, can I also say that it then sucks that Wendy isn't a Princess of Heart?
I agree.
Yes. Alice got it. Why didn't Wendy get it? like Alice went on a drug trip. Wendy's
a sweet
Wendy
gal.
did a lot. Wendy made a ship fly in the end of
Whisked
it.
away to a magical land. But yeah,
Yeah.
so you begrudgingly get recruited by Peter Pan, and you're fighting some Heartless. And one of the things that Riku shows you he can do now is summon a full-ass shadow of Sora.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And at that point, you're just like, dude, don't be evil.
Don't be evil.
You don't have to. All right.
Yeah.
But also, why are you making shadows of your best friend that look just like him?
That seems like something you practice. Other people can only do vague shadows, and you intimately sculpted his
This
face.
is very detailed.
Kind of accurate, kind of biblically accurate. I don't know.
This is my Christian shadow.
But yeah, you bop around the ship for a little bit. It's a pretty small map, and then you find...
It was small, but I liked how like it was like it felt very Inception kind of layered on itself.
Yes.
Like there was a lot of detail and a lot of like backtracking, a lot of things you had to do chronologically to get to other parts. So I thought the level design of Neverland was really good.
It was also it was giving me such nostalgia for a game that wouldn't have come out yet, but it was Tetra's ship from Wind Waker.
Yeah,
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 which is
very
just
much
so fun.
Yeah.
And
It's similar to, I don't know if you ever played Ukami.
oh,
yeah.
I have to play that. I
Yeah.
haven't played it yet.
Mayanna.
I've heard.
Oh my
Mayanna.
god, you have
I
to
know.
play Ukami.
I will.
It's very Zelda coded, but like, yeah, it reminds me of some dungeons in that too, where like you have to do one thing and go back and like kind of run around and set everything up in the right.
It just felt like really clever level design. But yeah, find Wendy,
And then you find Kairi.
and you find Kairi, and
then-
Kairi's like somewhat like sentient. Like
So that's the thing. So you reach for Kairi. You're underneath like a floorboard,
Yeah.
but you can see her. And Sora starts to reach for her, and Kairi's hand twitches.
Yeah, she kind of like gets more awake the closer Sora is
that's
to
what
her.
it is. Yeah. I like that part. So yeah, then we do that, and then you go and have the final confrontation. But the thing I was not expecting from Neverland, and I should have been, this is quite foolish of me now that I'm saying it out loud, I was not expecting to learn how to fly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, I just have this I think I actually told you, I'm like, I just have this forever now. And you're like, yeah, you can just fly always. And I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
That fight was really cool. That fight was really fun. But yeah, I was fully not expecting to get that level of power. Because it was like, up until that point, I was like, the mobility of this character is awful. Like this is, I have nothing. I want double jump so bad. I want double jump so
Yeah.
bad. And then it was like, here's double jump. but also you can fly. And I was like, well, now I don't want double jump because I can fly.
Yeah.
You feel so limited.
Yeah.
And then you're not.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
interesting.
which is probably on purpose, but like, did it need to go that hard with it? And also, like, that is true in the other Kingdom Hearts games as well, that like, they fixed the floor of it, I would say.
Yes, they did. I completely agree.
In all of the games, whenever you get the ability to fly, which is, you of course you have to progress to it. They're not just going to give you
like
flying on the
two-thirds.
video game.
Yeah.
Usually 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through the game,
Towards
you
the
get to
end,
fly.
Yeah, and when you do, you're like, oh man, thank you so much. I can zoom through this entire thing. Let's
Yes.
go.
Yeah, because a lot of, I mean, and maybe they fixed it on the second ones, but there's so much. And this actually, the first time I ever tried to play Kingdom Hearts years and years and years ago, I stopped because I'm like, this is just taking forever just to get anywhere.
What's interesting to me is how often you've said that like you're zooming through it, and I've mentioned this before that I think that's also a feature of like the fact that the PlayStation 5 loads everything faster, and like the walk cycle, just like the frames go faster.
It feels a lot smoother and a lot better. Well, also we can skip cutscenes,
Yeah.
which was
That's
we'll watch all the
huge.
cutscenes once, but so then we get we'll talk about this when we get to Riku level 2 fight. Because I remember we watched the first. Oh, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, we're going through it really quick. I think I think the first one we got through in like 18 hours.
I think by the time it was all said and done, I think it was about a 30-hour playthrough max.
I thought it was 18.
Maybe I'll double check.
It flies.
Yeah,
Well,
it-
the 30 30 makes more sense.
So speaking of flying,
Yes.
Peter Pan Neverland was great. I really enjoyed it, and I really do feel like at that point the story you've been getting kind of hints and getting a few things of like, oh yeah, Riku's doing some shit and we don't really like him. He's getting corrupted by Maleficent. 'Cause I think at that point we started getting cutscenes with him actually talking to Maleficent.
Yeah,
And
a lot.
and then being like, oh yeah, here, give me your heart, or I'm in power, whatever they were saying.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool because I feel like at that point, Donald, Sora, and Goofy all kind of started to connect in a lot better of a way, which I
Yeah.
thought was really fun. And I think it kind of goes back to your point of like that joke in the beginning. It's like, I feel like up to Neverland, they were friends, but I feel like after Neverland, they were like tight.
yeah.
There's one part also that I would love to call out specifically about Neverland, which is it's not just Captain Hook's pirate ship. There's one other part of the level that I think is really magical, and it's Big Ben's clock tower.
Oh, that part was great.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
You take Wendy back to London because she's safe now. Peter Pan and Wendy share a very sweet moment together. Tinkerbell is also there, and she is annoyed because Wendy and Peter Pan are getting closer. And then Tinkerbell decides she's going to go with Sora for the rest of his journey. But before that, you have to find the keyhole. And the way you do that is you fly around Big Ben's clock tower, and then you get the clock to strike 12, and the keyhole appears.
Yeah, that part was really great. I remember the music. I forget exactly what song was playing, but the music that was playing while
It's
you're
very
flying
like
around.
lifty.
Yeah, it was very, very
lovely.
fun. And it's funny. I know we'd done other keyholes up to that point, but that one felt like the most important one.
I completely agree. And I will also say, when I was a child, that was my favorite like save point to warp back to if I just needed a minute to just like fly around and be free.
Yeah.
But the thing, because we didn't do a lot of backtracking in this playthrough,
Sure.
We didn't do any.
the thing that happens is my safe space gets violated by a secret boss. Do you not know about the secret boss at the clock tower?
No, I don't think so. What happened?
So I think after you hit a certain progression point in the game, there are several secret bosses that show up in key worlds, one of which is in Agrabah called Kurt Zisa.
Yes, the final mix. So I know about Kurt Zisa. I didn't know about there's a clock tower one.
There's a clock tower,
That's awesome.
spectral shadow monster, and it's in the original Kingdom Hearts 1 as well. It's basically a dark shroud cloak with a glowing heart dangling right beneath it, and it casts a death countdown spell on you immediately. And the way you have to do the boss fight is the death countdown clock spell is directly tied to Big Ben, and you have to keep casting stop on the clock tower so that you can hit him so that you don't automatically die.
That's really cool. Dang, I wish we had gone back and done that.
I mean, hey, we have the file.
let's go do that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I love Easter eggs in games, and I didn't know there was any. I don't think we went back to a single world once we left it.
We only went to Olympus Coliseum a little bit. We didn't really clear anything past the Pegasus Cup. So there is quite a bit of backtracking too, which brings me to the one world we did not complete in our run of Kingdom Hearts 1, and that is 100 Acre Wood.
Wow.
I know.
The nicest one.
The nicest one. And it is in Traverse Town. Merlin from Sword in the Stone is there.
Yeah.
And he is Sora's magic teacher. And as you learn new magic, if you want to practice it in a non-death related context, you can go into his kind of upper combat room where you fight his animated magical furniture.
Right.
But one of the other things is he has the fairy godmother from Cinderella, whose world has been consumed by darkness. She's the one who can help you discover your new summon spirits.
That's like before we even got here.
Yeah, isn't that just England?
Cinderella, I think, takes place. It's so funny. So we're both little Orlando goblins.
Yeah.
So we've both done Epcot.
Oh, so many times.
And they put certain princesses canonically in certain areas of Epcot because Epcot has a section called World Showcase, which are all the different countries of the world. So like Snow White is in Germany. I think Cinderella is technically French.
No, Belle's French.
Belle's French.
They do a couple where they double up. Cinderella might be French as well.
It might be French or because I don't think she's German.
She's not German.
No.
You little goblins.
Oh, dude.
We're returning to Orlando, so we'll do some fact checking while we're there. Yeah,
Epcot is one of my favorite parks in all of Disney.
Yeah, good times.
One of the rites of passages growing up in Orlando is you have to drink around the world.
Yeah, no, I know about that.
Yeah. It's like 18 beers.
It's too many beers.
It's a lot of
far
beers.
too many beers.
Yeah.
But so you have this little Merlin area, and again, you're supposed to theoretically backtrack to Traverse Town a lot to check in on the goings on.
Yeah.
Right.
And one of the things you can do there is there's a book that Merlin's found, and Winnie the Pooh exists in that book.
Yeah.
And like the book is a world.
The book is a world. It's a unique sort of world within a world.
Yeah.
And it has its own keyhole. And when you start out there, Winnie the Pooh is kind of like, I've lost all my friends. I can't find them. And Sora's like, don't worry, I'll find them. And in my recollection, on the PlayStation 1 version, you can't help but trip and stumble into the pages for the book.
Yeah, it's just kind of as you progress, you get
pages.
Yeah, we didn't,
but I don't feel like we did.
We didn't
because
get a single one. We got a lot of Dalmatians.
We got a lot of Dalmatians because I remember backtracking at least once to like late in the game, like after we beat Maleficent, because we got the Mushu summon stone.
Yeah.
And
we went back to Traverse Town quite a bit.
Yeah, and also you have to go there before the final battle, which we'll talk about in literally 2 seconds. But yeah, it was weird not finding them. Yeah. So I'll have to double check like where they are because I feel like they're such a natural. Yeah,
I remember the first time we got to it. It was kind of a similar situation to like Fly for me, where it's like Merlin's like, "Here's this book," and I was like, "Cool, this will be a fun little mini game or whatever." And then it's like I remember looking at you, and you're just like he grinning, and I was like, "Okay." And then like you go into the book, and I was like, "Oh, this is a whole world," and then we left it, and I didn't think about it a single time after it.
Yeah.
After that, because I'm thinking about it. Like we were fairly thorough. We didn't go through everything. Like,
but we went to every world, and
David
every loves a little secret, so he loves kind
secrets.
Of platforming and scanning for all of the little things you can find. And I'm shocked. I'll have to look.
Yeah, or maybe it's like only like a second playthrough, or
no, it's definitely something you do on your first playthrough because there is a 100%. Progression you can have. You can 100% the first game.
Right. Well, and there's a secret at the end if you do.
I showed it to him.
We did watch the secret. Yeah. Because we were like, we have a lot to get through. So we're going to keep moving.
So yeah, 100 Acre Wood. And then we get to Hollow Bastion.
Hollow Bastion was awesome.
Hell yeah.
I had it a little bit spoiled. So I was like, cool. I was spoiled in the fact that like everyone was like, have you gotten to Hollow Bastion yet? And I'm like, so like, I know this is everyone's like fucking favorite thing. I remember getting there and like starting out, I was like, this is kind of busted because like you're down on this little like water divot with Beast. And I'm like, okay. And then we also found that Beast is strong as hell.
Beast has like a strength score of like 42.
Yeah. Well, and we talked about this a little before, but like, everyone else is using spaceships, and he just like
willed himself to be here.
He just raw dogged space.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
He's
You're
so
right.
strong. He raw dogged space to get to Belle.
Yeah.
Beast that's love right there.
Yeah,
I love that. I love Beast. It was very cool. So yeah, starting out was very fun. I was like, okay, this is not what I was thinking it was going to be. And then you kind of like ascend out of the water hole, and you're looking at like this awesome castle. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And then we get to it and it's like this like half clockwork, half magic, half like old fantasy castle. I was like, this fucking slaps, dude.
Yeah.
And then just like throughout Hollow Bastion, like that was probably the most complicated level of just like, where the hell do we go? Because like there's a lot of the rooms look very similar. To me, it felt very reminiscent of old games, which it is. But like you have to like know like, okay, I've gone through this door to get to this like balcony that gives me to this door, which rises me up just a little bit more, so I can get like the leveling. I thought was really cool.
It's cool, but as someone who is spatially challenged in that way, I like can't hold a mental map in my brain for anything.
Yeah.
I'm like that's kind of why I bounced off of games like Hollow Knight and stuff. Like I'm just not good at like where things are and how to get from places I've already been. Yeah. So I extremely feel you.
For me, I love that shit.
David's actually scarily good at remembering where everything is directionally. It's kind of crazy.
That's awesome. Can you drive us places now?
I would love to. I love driving. But yeah, so the layout of Hollow Bastion was really cool. I thought it's Bell, right?
Yeah,
with the library section.
Yeah, the library section is actually, we've seen it in flashbacks before. This is actually a place that Kairi used to live, and there's a little memory part where Sora sees Kairi as like a 4-year-old talking to her grandma.
Yeah,
and it's this library.
Which as I've been doing research into future things, like it's funny how much that little bit comes back.
100%. Yeah, so that's where Kairi grew up. At least until
Interesting. I did not pick up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kairi is the princess of Hollow Bastion.
Huh.
So that's a kind of another thing I wanted to ask you is like, okay, so when you get to Hollow Bastion, like, yes, Beast is there and Belle's doing stuff. So did you not miss the lack of Disney of it? Like, did you feel like it was Disney enough compared to the stuff you'd been through?
No, but I was actually okay with that.
Okay.
To me, I was like, this is the last level, quote unquote.
Right.
So I was like, I feel like it felt right that it was different, because I think if they were like, and now the most evil place of all is Agrabah, I'd be like, really? Or if it was like some other like pre-existing Disney IP, I'd be like, that feels kind of bad to whatever location that is. Like, it also, I feel like it also helped like just separate it as like, this is a special place.
Okay, cool.
So to me, it didn't bother me. I really liked it. Hollow Bastion was great. Very challenging, very fun.
Let's talk about the Riku fights.
So the first Riku fight, fucking great. I was like,
notes.
I was like, hell yeah. This is awesome.
This is it. This is the thing. As
soon as we started fighting him, I'm like, this motherfucker's coming back. Because like, I'm like, this is too easy. This is like, we're just fucking bodying this guy right now.
Now, question: very quickly, how did you feel about losing the Keyblade for a little bit?
Like from a storytelling perspective, I was like, hell yeah. Like it sucked as like a player. I was like, oh, this is my thing. It felt rude for Riku to show up and be like, you're not the Keyblade Master. I was like, bitch, what?
What have I been doing for 30 hours?
I've met, I don't know, the boogeyman. Like, what have you been doing?
The king of the ocean said I was the Keyblade Master. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Beast is here with, that actually hurt when Beast was like, you're not the key. I feel like, I forget what he said.
Well, so it's actually, Riku gets the Keyblade, and then Donald and Goofy are like, all right, well, bro, I guess we got to follow the Keyblade wielder.
That one hurt. I was like, you cannot take my boys away from me. Like these two idiots have done so well with me, you bastard.
And it just occurred to me that in that moment, what Goofy's thinking is, how am I going to tell my son I did this? How am I going to tell my wife and child that I did this move?
What is Max going to think of me? That part. I feel like from Atlantica, Neverland, and Hollow Bastion, they were just laying the story on, which I thought was great, because they'd done a good job with that up to this point, but like they really were hitting it hard. When Donald and Goofy leave, heartbreaking, tears flowing. But then you go in, we fought Maleficent twice.
Yep, you fight. Yeah, well, first Sora says, my friends are my power, and gets the Keyblade back.
That's what it was.
Then you kick Riku's ass.
Then
you fight Maleficent twice.
The Maleficent fights were really fun. And at this point in my journey, this will be the lead up to the last little bit of Kingdom Hearts. The first part in my journey, I was like, hell yeah, this is feeling more like a boss fight. I'm very okay with this.
Yeah.
And then you fight Maleficent again. I'm like, great. This is even more so that. But it's still within the realm of possibility of something I can achieve.
Yeah.
This is great. Fighting a dragon. There's fire. My friends are going down. It's just me.
And it's hard, but it's like...
It's hard, but it's like
And
it's
I'm summoning
doable.
Tinkerbell so that I can maybe have a shot.
Yeah, like...
I'm using Arrow a lot. So that I was like,
this is the culmination. Everything I've been taught up to this point is here. This is great. Everything is within the realm of like possibility. Like it's dramatic. It's cool. The entire time you've been watching Maleficent, like plotting all this stuff, I was like, cool, let's kick her ass, get her out of here. But in the back of my mind, the little voice was like, don't forget about Riku.
Yep.
He's coming back. And I was like, ugh. Anyway, I think the second Maleficent fight was the first time we died in a boss fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the first time we died in a boss fight.
What mode were you playing on? Like how hard?
1.5 normal.
Yeah.
Normal mode?
1.5
okay,
normal.
so I will say I've been playing on easy mode, and I am such a huge proponent of playing on easy mode in video games.
I think we switched. I think for 2 we've switched to easy.
Good.
We switched to easy.
Especially when you like, if you want to challenge yourself, please feel free to challenge yourself. But like, if you're just trying to get the story quick, like, don't. I'm so like against get good culture. I just like want to throw that out there. Like easy mode on games is good, and you should be able to use it.
Especially for a game like this where it's like so story driven.
Right.
But I think we found a cool thing with 2 on easy mode.
It did just occur to me that also might be why I've been zipping through things.
But that's fine.
Yeah, no, it's
that doesn't take away from the point, but like it did just occur. Also, it takes less hits to kill things. Maybe that's why it's going faster.
Amazing.
Or you're leveled better. Or
maybe I just got good.
Maybe you did get good.
I think you got good. But yeah, so fought Maleficent twice. It was very cool. And then Hollow Bastion keeps doing its stuff, and you keep wandering through the maze, and you get into the Princess Chamber, which that was the point where I was like, who the fuck are half of these people? This isn't even a princess. But like,
which one?
Alice.
Yeah.
I was like, Alice, what are you doing here? So the thing that got me, Alice, I love Alice. Alice is technically and canonically and factually not a princess. But the thing is, Ariel isn't there.
Ariel is not a princess of heart.
But Ariel is a princess.
She is a princess.
Like, her dad is the king of the ocean.
Oh, so you just think people who are ordained to be the heads of state are all of a sudden morally good?
When
the implication being that Ariel's heart is not pure.
Way to be a proponent of the divine right to rule.
No, you're right. And from this perspective, I am leaning into that. But it's my thing. I guess it's more of a linguistics thing here. When all the villains are like, we're chasing the princesses of heart.
Yeah.
One of them's
Alice.
not a princess at all.
It's like,
and Alice.
It was just funny. But yeah.
And the handmaiden of heart?
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
and
the
person
lady
who
in
fell
waiting.
down a hole of heart. So then we get up to the top of Hollow Bastion where we're in the princess's room, which I thought was just visually really cool.
It's
like,
one of the coolest
seeing
rooms
them
in the
all
game.
there,
Yeah.
like and then we walk just like 5 feet farther forward. And all of a sudden we get into the long ass cutscene, which is very good, a very good cutscene.
Yep.
A lot of plot happening
where
in that
Riku's in
cutscene.
his cool, weird sinew armor.
Yeah.
And he's got a big gaping hole in the middle of his chest. And I want to harken back to something I said earlier where I was like, dang, I think I'm really good at Kingdom Hearts 1. that was the mindset I went into this. And I was like, and then remember when I was like, remember, Riku's coming back. So I was ready. We walk up that fucking staircase. Riku's there. And in my mind, I'm like, cool, new Riku is coming. Not surprising. I am good at Kingdom Hearts. This is going to be an easy fucking fight. I just bodied Maleficent dying one time. Fast forward to like 2 hours after that. I had to stop playing the game because I was so angry because I could not even get close to beating Riku. It was so frustrating because I was like, I love games that have stories to it. And I love stories. It bothers me greatly when you're like, this is the final battle and you're gonna fucking kill this guy. But then you have to die 45 times to like, get the rest of the story. Like, it just feels like there's inconsistency
when
there.
they lock the juiciest story behind the hardest combat.
Exactly.
One of the best parts of the game is literally immediately after that fight.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
The same thing actually happened to me with BioShock Infinite. Have you ever played BioShock Infinite?
Oh, yeah.
I did not care for the combat in that game at all. If it had just been like a walking simulator where I did the plot
That
in
would have
front
been
of me,
great,
that would have
actually.
been dope.
Ride some rails and talk to some weirdos.
And then you have the hardest fight in that game right at the end where you battle all of like those mecha presidents or whatever constantly. And then after that is the coolest 10 minutes of plot that up to that point in my life I had ever seen in a video game. It was so cool. I just like gave the controller to my friend. I was like, beat this for me. I just need to know what happens. Just beat this for me, please.
And I knew it was coming, so that's why I was like very frustrated about it. But yeah, Riku fucking would not let up.
Yeah.
And which I at that point in the back of my mind I was like, this is good because I'm like, this is the actual fight of the game.
That's like the duel of the fates.
Yeah.
That is probably even more so than the final battle, the most important fight in the entire game.
The rest of it very much so is important to the story. But yeah, like Kingdom Hearts 1 is about that fight.
Yeah. It's about that fight.
All of it is about that single fight. And now that I've beaten it and gotten through it, I can say it was well worth it. It was I think I scared you at one point because I was so angry.
I've never heard him so silent.
Wow.
Yeah, I was furious.
It was like darkness had overtaken my boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we took a little break for like a week or so. And then we came back
it was like we have to stop. We have to regroup. We have to drink some water.
Well, it was very sweet because like we roll up to it, and I could tell throughout that whole week, neither of us wanted to broach the subject of like, should we play again? Maybe Kingdom Hearts is too much.
Maybe
for you,
Are You
David.
Winnin' Son doesn't become a segment on the podcast.
But it was very sweet because
Maybe you're not winning, son.
No, at that point, I was not winning. Son. I was losing so hard. But it was very sweet because when both of us became brave enough to broach the subject again, I remember you were like, hey, give me the controller real quick. And I was like, okay. And you like went through all my items and abilities and you're like, maybe this Keyblade will be better. And we kind of tweaked the build a little bit and it was very sweet. And then I think at the second time we played through it, I got through it in like an hour or so. Okay. It wasn't even that bad. But yeah, great fight. Super fun, super challenging. But then afterwards, like that's when the story kind of culminates.
It's funny. David got probably the treat of his life, which is Heartless Sora.
Oh my God. Yes. I think we got video of that too.
Oh, we do. We have that.
Again, same with like the costumes for Halloween Town. I'm a person who's existed in the world. I had no idea Sora was going to become a Heartless. That was the biggest surprise to me ever. And I was like, this is whoever designed this game believes in hope because right after that torturous boss fight, they're like, and you're a silly little shadow. And I was like, yay, here we are. We're shadow boys.
They were like, I imagine just like the dev room going like, okay, we put them through a lot.
Yeah.
What is the best treat we could give them? What if he's got a little goofy guy time?
Yeah.
And you can't save. That's the one part that stresses me out because if you let's say, you're having a power outage and you just spent a lot of time fighting that boy.
You got to go fight Riku again. It's
very stressful.
So,
I was very scared.
Then the last part of it.
This is where we have thoughts.
This is where things got real shitty to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like just like bad game design, in my opinion. Because like you beat Riku, you stab yourself with the Keyblade, you save all the princesses, you everything's good. I'm like, this is great. This is the climax. Like the story is done.
Emotionally satisfying.
I was
catharsis.
like, this is fantastic.
Sora gets to embrace Kairi.
She turns him back from a Heartless into Sora. Like it was beautiful.
Really beautiful.
I was like, this is great. And
really
then you're
moving.
like going back through the really fun level of Hollow Bastion, like with your friends this time, and there's like things are falling apart and everything's happening. And I was like, hell yeah. And then like you leave, and like I remember looking to Mayanna being like, cool, game's done. And she was like, no, it's not. And I was like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yep.
And then I think this is where we lost majority of the time playing the game.
We spent a good
like
25 hours on the first 90% of the game, and then like 10 hours on this last part.
Yeah.
And my criticism to this last part, I forget exactly the way it goes down. Story-wise, it was very cool, and I understand why it was important because they're like doing stuff with Organization 13 and Ansem.
Yeah, like the Ansem of it, like that it's revealed at the end that the ultimate villain was not necessarily 100% Riku, but is in fact that scientist you've heard of possessing Riku.
So and
Riku holds him back for a second. Like Riku's little light goes like, I'll hold him back. Run, which was cool. I forgot about that part.
But I agree that like that layer of like it was secretly this one ancillary guy this whole time, like turns it into like more of a coda than part of the story.
Exactly. And like I would have been okay with it if it wasn't Maleficent, if it was like Ansem talking to Riku the whole time, or if there was more hints, because I know it was all in his reports, which we didn't read at all, so like that might be on us. But
there's a lot going on in the reports.
So like my big thing was I was like, okay, I get why this is important to the greater Cosmere of Kingdom Hearts. Like you have to set up this bigger, badder guy. I totally get that. But I was like, I just wish there was a little more mainline sprinkling of like.
Yeah, I agree that like maybe if like it was, Hook and Hades and Maleficent and Jafar and also like you could have thrown a Final Fantasy looking guy
Yeah,
in
you
there.
could have thrown in a guy.
There are guys everywhere in this game.
Sephiroth's a bonus fight.
Yeah.
He could have been a part of it.
Yeah.
I will
In
say.
fact, why wasn't Sephiroth in that league?
Yeah.
He's too powerful. He's like, bitch, I don't need this shit. What are you talking
You're
about?
talking about the Princesses of Heart? No, I control time
He's
itself.
like, I literally
Yeah.
can summon a meteor to kill everything.
Yeah.
I don't, and also my hair is longer than yours. I don't need this.
Yeah.
I don't need this. I'm gonna be voiced by Lance Bass.
Yeah. So
A real thing that happens,
which
in
was
Kingdom
pretty
Hearts 1.
wild. But yeah, so aside from that, I felt like a pretty big story misstep. The next like 10 hours for us consist of the sloggiest fucking fights,
Yeah, just like
just
boss
over
rush.
and over and
So
over
many
and over. And
in
it's
a
even got to
row.
a point where like I think you were talking about a glitch earlier.
Yeah.
We got to one of these rooms.
It was the last room before the boss fights start with Ansem,
Yeah.
and you have to wait for these pieces of a Heartless door to fall down.
Yeah.
And it's waves of Heartless.
Yeah.
But
that we got to a point where like we were playing and we both kind of went into autopilot. And I remember we both kind of came to like 30, 45 minutes later and we're like, this has been going on for forever. And we
Yeah.
looked back at the door and the door like wasn't filling up.
yeah.
Oh,
And like I think there was a glitch where like we just kind of got locked into this like wave thing where it was just like
something didn't progress.
didn't yeah. And so like we had to just like turn the game off.
Yeah,
and,
for a
like,
second.
We turned the game
Yeah.
off for a second and we came back on and then it worked fine.
And then it worked fine. It was like
that's wild.
he had tried doing the wave marathon like 4 or 5 times in a
Yeah.
row, and I was just like, let me do one,
Yeah.
like because I'm like I don't want this moment to ruin the next, because it's like it doesn't get easier from here.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let me just do this wave fight. Like it's just a bunch of Heartless. Who cares? And then I just like kept
she
getting
kept,
more Heartless.
It was literally like
crazy.
45 minutes or an hour of like just fighting. And I remember like at that point because I was like, we got to beat it tonight. And so
Yeah,
like,
we gotta.
This was like several hours into it, and it was just kind of that like autopilot thing. And like I said, we just kind of came to at the same time. We're like, there's something wrong with
Yeah.
this because it just isn't working. So. Up until this point, the story was super fun, super great. You're like, you're trying to find your friends. Your friends are my power. Blah blah blah. It was very fun. And then it's like several hours of just fight these meaningless Heartless
Yeah.
while you're going through
and Chernabog from
and
Fantasia.
that was a cool fight.
Yeah.
It was hard, but that was a really cool fight.
Yeah, I do. That's fair. I feel like there's the separation of like the emotional catharsis of Sora and Riku having their final confrontation and like the satisfaction of the intellectual curiosity you, the player, might have about the origins of Heartless.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like I said. Now that we're through it, I think I can see the importance of it, and I enjoyed it. But this is what I was going to say. My biggest thing with the last section of the game was there was just no variation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we were just talking about all the other
Oogie
cool
Boogie
fights.
fight,
Like-
the Ursula, Cauldron fight, even the Captain Hook fight because you're flying
Yeah.
and
Right.
it's the first time you get to fly. There was nothing but these are beefy boys. They're all they take forever to kill.
Yeah.
Everyone's going down constantly. The one thing I'll make an argument for, I think, in the terms of like, is Sora worthy of the Keyblade?
Yeah.
Is that amount of fights in a row, a lot of which Donald and Goofy you cannot access for different reasons.
Right.
It does show you Sora is worthy of the weapon. But man, is it like
I
a
agree,
brutal way to show that.
But I think I agree with you, and I think having that kind of perspective on it is really cool because it's like, oh yeah, Sora is.
He's done it.
He has to like
he
work for it, which is really cool.
Yeah, he became
But
the
I
Keyblade
think
wielder.
there's a couple points throughout the story, and this I think is the most prominent one, where they could have even just like said that, like, hey, this is going to be like your final fight, or like some
Yeah, there was no preemptive warning.
some sort of like story reason for it. But all that being said, then we get through that final fight, that final like wave fight, and then we get to I got so excited when it's like you go through the door and you're like, all right, now there's the final fight. And you're like, okay. And it's a goddamn spaceship. And I was like, okay, now we're back on track.
Yeah,
Like,
with a face.
with a face. And
a
then
giant spaceship with a face.
a face and a guy's body on the
Yep.
back of it. And you
with a
fight
weird
him.
tentacles.
And because even then, like that part was really cool because like you're up in this like very chaotic world where you're fighting a spaceship with a face, and I was like, this is great, and like the fight is varied within that final boss fight, and it to me it kind of got back to that story of I'm like, okay, cool, like
There's a lot of
things that are
zones.
happening because like you save Donald and like, oh man, I remember we were fighting because at this point you're alone.
Yeah,
Like,
they get summoned into a portal, and you're like, oh no, Donald and Goofy are gone again.
yeah, and you're fighting the first part of Ansem by yourself, and you're doing it, and it's very cool. Or is it Sephiroth at this point?
It's Ansem.
You're fighting Ansem at this point.
You'd be forgiven for confusing them in a lineup.
It's
Yeah.
Ansem with Sephiroth tendencies.
Got it.
Yeah.
So we're fighting that thing.
Yeah.
And you're alone, you're fighting, and it's really hard, and you're like, this is tough. And then you get transported into like pitch blackness, and
Yeah,
you
it's
just
a
hear
dark void.
You just hear Donald's fucking voice, Sora, and I was like, oh, it's on. And then you're fighting in the dark, and
And there's like all these little eye lights because it's like the Heartless are there, but you can't see them, and it's very cool.
very cool. And then Donald shows up, and then you keep doing that, and then you do the same thing with Goofy, and then you're back together, and you finally beat the guy for the last time. And I was like, cool, we're now like the story's again behind the fight, and I really like that. And then we beat it, and it was fantastic. And Mickey shows up for that one part, and I was like, damn, he's cool.
Yeah, they really like edge you with Mickey. Huh?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think the rule for Kingdom Hearts 1 was Mickey was only allowed to appear on screen one time.
Yeah.
And man, did they pick the right
Oh, they
time.
picked the perfect moment. You're like closing the door, and Riku's like, you got to be close from both sides. And I was like, no. But then he's like, but I'm hanging out with Mickey. I was like, actually, I think you might have got the better deal out of this. 'Cause
Well, and I'll say from here on out, it's like, Riku and Mickey team up.
Yeah.
I think I even said to you at some point, I'm like, I didn't know I needed that partnership, but like, yes,
Yeah.
these two together,
Good pairing.
please,
Riku
please,
and
please,
Mickey
please.
is such a good pair.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
great pair.
And then you're with Kyrie, and the last thing I'll say before we kind of wrap up one, I was shocked at how fast the end came after all the epic story stuff. It's like, all right, like Riku and Mickey are trapped in the darkness. Mickey's a badass. Sora, Donald, and Goofy and Kyrie are now on the light side. This is great. And then like you and Kyrie are kind of on two floating moats of land. And then you touch hands and the game's over. And I was like, whoa! Like they start playing the song.
Yeah.
Simple and clean.
Hey.
That's what the podcast is.
And yeah, I think overall, 2 Keyblades way up for Kingdom Hearts 1.
Now, big question, David.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
No.
Okay, but actually though.
No, yeah, I think so. Here's why I'm looking at it. I got it into enough where I was like, I have to know what happens with the rest of these characters.
Yeah.
And I have to keep playing. Because like, that is the one thing I will say about the last section that I was just complaining about. It set up the greater world in a really fun way. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. There's like, you've been kind of seeing a little bit about the organization, like a little bit about the League of Villains. And now it's like, oh, there's like whole magic systems we haven't even touched yet.
Yeah.
And you're literally welcome to the game. Like, so
exactly.
I thought it was, I got it. I totally got it.
Two Keyblades way up.
Two
Two Keyblades
Keyblades
that you'll wield
way
at the
up.
same time.
Yeah.
As we move on into Kingdom Hearts 2.
Heyo.
Yeah, so you're moving on to Kingdom Hearts 2 next.
Yeah.
Yes, I made the executive decision after showing him Deep Dive that I couldn't, in good faith, make him play an entire game that's going to get recapped at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. So I think I'm going to treat it with 358 rules, where we're going to play Kingdom Hearts 2. There's a couple characters that he doesn't have context for yet, and then he will get more context for them later, which I think will be more fun.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we go. And we're really excited to have you back and
I'm very
hear about more of
excited
the
to come
journey.
back.
And what are we doing immediately after this podcast, Mischa?
Yeah, can we please go stop recording so that we can all go to a Square Enix pop-up
Yeah.
downtown?
We're going to buy Keyblades.
We're going to buy Keyblades!
So we got to get out of here because that sounds like so much fun. Until next time, guys, thanks for listening, and may your hearts be your guiding key.
Woo!
Okay,
Thank you,
bye!
Bye!